Hey, and welcome to Coach's Corner here, and today we have the pleasure of having head football coach, Coach Morris. Glad to have you
It's
here.
good to be here.
All
Good
right.
to be here.
Coming, Coach.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So, Coach, we're going to start off with right now, we'll jump right into it with the football season. 2 games left. We have one win. And, not to just necessarily harp on that wins and losses, but I just want you to talk to us just a little bit about this is year 2 for you and how things have been progressing on the football front. So,
Absolutely. So, as far as this year, in terms of wins and losses, ideally, not what you want, but, we've grown in areas where maybe necessarily the crowds on Friday or the parents on Friday can't really see. So, you look at our locker room, our lockers look right. We got guys buying into the weight room. Guys learning how to compete. I think our numbers in the off season are going to grow in the weight room too, which is going to be huge, kind of going into next year. But again, we're kind of growing in hidden areas right now, and I'm excited to see, what we do these last 2 weeks of the season, how our guys, continue to compete, continue to respond to adversity, and I'm excited to see, what this is going to look like, kind of going into next year and things like that, how we build upon it.
Yeah, well, that's great to hear, and I guess we often have to say that we have a relatively young team, don't we, from the program being 9 through 12.
Absolutely. So when you show up on a Friday night, a lot of teams we're playing, they're very senior heavy, or they have juniors. I mean, we got freshmen playing up front. And the game's won or lost in the trenches, so we got a lot of young guys up there that are learning, progressing, really kind of perfecting their craft each week. So, we're really young, not only on the line, but a lot of crucial positions. On defense, a lot of it requires a high football IQ. We're still trying to develop guys in that aspect too. So we're young, but again, I love the guys I get to go to battle with each Friday. They love the game of football. They love playing for each other. So again, if we continue to kind of harp on this, becoming a team, playing for each other, I'm excited to see what the future holds for us.
Well, that's great. It does sound good, although concerning the future does look bright with everything else you talked about, so that's good stuff. So I'm going to turn it over to Coach Maynard here. He's got a question or two you might want to shoot your way.
Well, yeah, great. That's great for those guys to get experience for the future as well. But my first question for you is, did you play here at Louis Monroe?
I did. So actually under 2 head coaches. So I had Coach Hoffman and then Coach Sanford. Both huge influences on me. And I wouldn't be in this chair right now. I wouldn't have the job I have right now without those guys.
That's awesome. And I understand you were a heck of a quarterback, heck of a football player. So what does it mean to be able to coach these young athletes and come back to your school that you played for long ago?
It's a dream come true to say the least. So I can still remember. My senior night, we lost to Monticello, I believe, like 28-14, somewhere in there. And I'm sitting at the 50-yard line, and like no idea what I want to do after that. And it hit me right there. It's like, man, I want to come back to this place and be the head coach. So it took me 10 years to get it, but it's an absolute dream come true. I tell my guys all the time, I'm the luckiest guy in the world. I get to come back. I get to work with you guys. I get to see you guys every day. I get to see you progress, develop as young men. We're trying to create, contributing members of society. So it's a dream come true. And every morning I wake up, I'm excited to go to work.
I love it. That's what it's all about, Coach.
That is good stuff. So I guess, the little thing I always want to follow up on that is, so you did mention a couple coaches. So I do have one question for you there. I think you may have failed to leave one maybe influencing factor coach out.
Coach, I always save the best for last.
So, yes, if you don't know, people don't realize, but I've been here since 1994. I coached Coach Morris, and back when he was a bespeckled 6th grader, all the way through his high school careers as well. And my question is, what's it feel like to you knowing now you're my boss?
It's a crazy way of looking at it. I still try to be a sponge around you. There's things you showed me along the way that I'm trying to utilize or put in my daily operations as the head coach to this day. So, I had that. Not only that, I help you out in wrestling a little bit there too. So, creativity is just hiding your sources. And I'll say, I've stolen a lot of things that I'm going to take credit for, but I think me and you both know where they came from.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. It's always good to get that little plug in there for me. But that's great. So all that being said, we're moving forward into these last 2 weeks. We wish you guys and nothing but the best. Hopefully we can squeak out a couple wins, and if we can, if we do win these last 2 games, is there still a shot for us making the playoffs?
Still have a shot for the playoffs. So, again, Weaver Monroe football, I don't think we've had a playoff win in roughly 30 years. So if we finish out the season strong, have a shot at the playoffs, still have a chance to do something pretty special here. So, we look forward to the chance to compete on Friday and kind of see where we go from there.
Great. All right. Well, hey, on that note, William Monroe, we're glad that you tuned in to another episode of Coach's Corner. Coach Morris, fantastic to have you here.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah,
Coach.
appreciate you
it,
guys.
man. It's
Thank
been
y'all.
fun.
All right.
Thanks for coming in.
Until next time, Coach's Corner signing off.